Hey guys, I am so excited to take you into the Junk and More store today. It is on Main Street in Newton, North Carolina. The owner of this store also has antique booths at Fantastic Finds Antiques. He also has an antique booth down at Stoney Creek Vintage in Taylorsville, North Carolina. So you can find his items at 3 different locations between Newton and Taylorsville, North Carolina. Okay, so Junk and More is right down here, right down from the Newton Depot. So if you can find the Newton Depot, Junk and More is right here in this building. Alrighty guys, here's a couple of different shots just to help you get your bearings if you come down here so you know exactly how to find his shop. He's only been in this shop right here for a couple of months now, so they're still trying to get settled in. If you stick with me to the end of the video, I'm also going to take you down to Fantastic Finds just so I can show you his booths down at Fantastic Finds, because he does have 4 additional antique booths at Fantastic Finds. So if you can't find what you're looking for here at the store, you might find it there at Fantastic Finds, and vice versa. So if you go to Fantastic Finds and he doesn't have what you want there, come and check out his store, y'all. Displays his phone number on his signage, and he also leaves business cards in his antique booths, so you can always pick up one of those and you can always give him a call to see if he might have what you're looking for, and if he doesn't, he might be able to help you find it. Look at this mirror here. Isn't this just gorgeous? He really does get in some gorgeous pieces of furniture and home decor, y'all. If you like vintage lamps and oil lamps, then Kelly usually has quite a few of those to choose from, both here at his store and at his antique booth. I think this cabinet right here is just gorgeous. And if you like antique clothing and antique pictures, then he gets quite a bit of that kind of stuff in too. If you're new to antiquing, this is what I want you to understand. Anything that is over 20 years old can be considered vintage. In order to be considered antique, something is generally 100 or more years old. I'll often have people ask me why it matters, and the reason it matters is because the older something is and the better condition it is in, the pricier it will be. And people that don't understand why some of us like antiques and are drawn to antiques, those are part of our history. So every time you buy an antique and bring it into your home, you are saving a piece of history. You can buy something vintage or something antique and still use it in your home as it's meant to be used, like a dresser or a chest of drawers. Sometimes you might find something that needs a little bit of love, and sometimes you might find something else that needs a whole lot of love. I do want to point out that the name of the store is Junk and More, so if you see something that you think is not vintage or antique, just remember the name of the store is Junk or More, okay? He finds items that other people are getting rid of, and he gets those items and he brings them into sale. Now, I can tell you just about everything in here that I have seen today is definitely vintage or antique. If you like old phonographs, then Kelly usually has a few of these to choose from, and if you stick with me for the remainder of the video, I'm going to show you one that he currently has in store, and he did start it for me so that it would play so that we could see that it works. If you like vintage glassware and cookie or cracker tins, then Kelly usually has quite a bit of those to choose from, especially in his antique booths. I do shop his antique booths at the antique mall, and I love his little brass collection he has right here for sale. Y'all need to come in and check this out, especially if you like brass, because he's got some really cute pieces right here. If you like doing a lot of decorating for Christmas time, then these trumpet style brass candle holders are really cute for Christmas decor especially, and I love these brass stacking baskets. Aren't these so cute? Don't worry, I didn't buy them. I left them behind for one of you to come in and buy because I really want y'all to come in here and check out this shop, okay? Alrighty guys, we're on the right side of the store, but I'm in the left side of the aisle. So I'm turning around right here so I can kind of show you what the right side of the wall looks like. That big white shelving unit right there. They were trying to refresh that with inventory and they graciously got out of my way so I could film right there. And then here I am just walking down the middle of this side of the store so you could kind of capture a view of both sides. I didn't want to keep panning from left to right and make y'all dizzy while I was filming. Once again, he has some really nice antique artwork and photos if you're into that kind of thing. And then look at this cabinet. He gets in some of the best looking cabinets. If you like antique musical instruments, he does have this violin right here. I think he had a couple of other pieces previously, but I cannot recall what they were. So once again, if you're into like antique instruments or something and you don't find what you're looking for here at the shop, always remember and check his antique booths. And you can always reach out to him to see if maybe he has something in his inventory that he just hasn't put out for sale yet. Even the display stands that his brass pieces are sitting on are vintage, and I just love that. And if you're not sure how to use vintage pieces in your home, this little Campbell's display stand could easily be used in your home office as a filing tray. You could use it in your kitchen for items. You could sit it on the floor if you have a tall buffet or something that does not have a hutch on it. You could sit it up on there and use it to display items around your kitchen or your dining room. There's lots of ways you can use some of this stuff to actually make it functional in your home. This set of brass peacocks is only $24.99. Now that's a really good price. He also has some vintage books, and here's another look at some of the vintage and antique artwork that he has over on this side of the store. We are now on the other side of the store. So as you walk in the front door, I'm in the back left corner. I know a lot of you pop in on your lunch hour and stuff when you're out shopping, so I want you to know exactly which side of the store things are on. So if you see something that you like and you have a limited amount of time to run into the shop to look for it, you'll know exactly where to look. And Kelly has other staff members that are there, whether he's there or not, and they can always help you find an item that you've seen in my video. So if you see something in my video that you want to purchase, just make sure you take your phone with them and show them the portion of the video, the item you're specifically looking for, and they can probably help you find that item very quickly. Oh, there's something really important I forgot to tell you. I'm pretty sure this is a cash-only business, so bring cash, because I'm pretty sure I saw a sign that says they do not accept credit cards at this location. I will double check on that, and if I'm wrong, I'll put it down in the comments, but I'm pretty sure this shop location only accepts cash. And let me tell you, credit card companies are charging such outrageous fees right now that I've seen a lot of businesses switching to the cash-only model, because when they have to pay credit card fees, they usually have to pass those costs on to us by raising their prices. And I know a lot of local businesses are really trying to not have to raise their prices. I am going to show you his antique booth down at the Antique Mall. Now, the Antique Mall does accept credit cards, so if you shop his booths at the Antique Mall, you can pay with a credit card down there. I think it's just at this particular location that they do the cash only, okay? So stick with me because we're almost finishing up here at the shop, and I am going to show you that phonograph that does work, and I am going to show you his antique booths at the Antique Mall before I wrap things up, okay? These vintage photos are so interesting to me right now because I met a couple right before I came here at an estate sale, and the wife was going through the vintage photos. The husband told us that she buys the vintage photos, goes through all of the information written on the back of the photos, and then tries to track down living family members to see if they would like to have those photos. And if they do, she sends them to them absolutely free. Isn't that so sweet? Speaking of sweet, wouldn't your wife or maybe one of your daughters like a jewelry armoire? And look at this vintage child's kitchen cabinet. Isn't this thing just beautiful? I haven't seen one of these in ages. I mean ages. We're talking I grew up with these kind of toys, y'all. Okay, y'all, don't get dizzy. I'm going to kind of pan around here. We are up in the front left corner of the store. So as soon as you walk in the front door, this is what you would see to your left side. I kind of went down through the right section, turned left in the back, and came up to the front. So I am back to the front of the store right now. He really does have quite a few vintage clocks and things to choose from, but he also has some cast iron skillets, some vintage canning jars. He has the vintage Barbie cars down there on the floor. There's a little bit of something for everyone in here, don't you think? I know that was really brief, y'all, but let's face it, I can't afford to get a YouTube copyright strike for the music, for any music, no matter how old or new it might be. All right, guys, this one's for you. Well, it might be for a few ladies, too. This is a vintage tool chest. I know it's all lined and everything, and it looked like a jewelry chest, but it's a tool chest. Not to confuse you, but now I'm in one of his booths here at Fantastic Finds Antiques. Now, this booth is at the very front of the store, so if you go in the front door at building number 1, immediately turn to your left. This is the Junk and More booth. Okay, and if you're unsure when you go to the antique mall where his booths are that I have shown you in this video, you can always ask a staff member and they can help you find each and every one of his booths, because this one here is in building 1. Then he has another booth that's out in the breezeway, and then I think his other 2 booths are in building number 2. If you are a vintage art collector, he has this gorgeous oil on canvas right here that you won't want to miss. This booth right here is in building number 2, and he usually has some really nice furniture pieces back here, as well as some artwork and lamps. Once again, if you see something you like in my video, take your phone with you and show whoever's working at the front desk or in building number 2 what you're looking for on your phone. You can show them the portion of the video or take a screenshot of the portion of the video of the item you're looking for, and a staff member can help you find it much more easily. He also has this large booth back here. You'll recognize it because of all of the green shelving units. Once again, he has some really nice vintage and antique furniture pieces. He has lots of glassware to choose from back here in this booth. I think this one was in building number 3. I lost my bearings. I had a friend showing me where this booth was because I wasn't sure if this booth was Junk and More's or not, and I did not want to tell you guys incorrectly. I apologize. This antique mall has 5 buildings and over 200 vendors in here, y'all. So there's a lot to keep up with, and I don't work here. I just have a booth here also. And of course, I do all of the videos in here just to help show you guys where you can come and shop. And once again, we are now in one of his antique booths at Fantastic Finds Antiques. So this is a really big antique mall, and they do accept credit cards here at this location, okay? Just look at all of this great stuff that he has back here. Now we're out in the breezeway. This is the breezeway that connects building number 1 and number 2, and he does have these items right here available out here in the breezeway. Alrighty guys, sorry, but I had to turn on the air conditioning. It's like 85 degrees here today. If you've never been to the store location, make sure you stop in here at Junk and More. Don't forget, he has 4 booths at Fantastic Finds Antiques. So if you don't find something at this store location, go check out his booth at Fantastic Finds. He also has a booth at Stoney Creek Vintage in Taylorsville, North Carolina. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again for the next video. Love ya. Bye.